I'm lost. I've literally travelled 1,000 miles. Oh yes! Look at the size of it! After that shitty choppy run across the channel, we're coming in and we're like, oh, we've got to catch some food. It's lunchtime. Put the gold bomber, the barrel lure out. Something big has just come and jumped on it. Sharky mackerel. Nice. Just made it. Check this out, after that horrible ocean crossing, we've arrived at our own little sand cave. How cool is this? Very cool. It's really windy. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me too well, but we've got to catch some lunch. We're starving. We've had to ration food pretty heavily now, in that we're having half a coconut for breakfast. We need to catch a fish to have raw for lunch, so let's do it. Golden trevally, these guys are beautiful ceviche. We don't have any firewood to cook up, so we're just going to slice him thin, do him in a bit of lemon. Oh, how beautiful! So pretty. Oh, I've got a big trevally! Well, before he hit it, he like went fully black, but now I can see him, he's a bit more silver. They just change their colour like when they're hunting and depending on their mood. How cool is that? Release him. How's it look, Fran?
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty testing conditions here, but you're doing an outstanding job. So I've had to ration food pretty hardcore, and I'm starting to feel hunger like I don't think I've ever felt in my life before. And as you can see, I'm just withering away to skin and bone. We've been on half a coconut each for breakfast, and then lunchtime, a bit of raw fish, and then dinner time is where we really treat ourselves. We've got half a potato each. So obviously when we prepared for this trip, we were expecting or hoping to be out here for a month. It's now day 72, and it looks like it's gonna keep going up to close to 90 days as well. So we're rationing pretty hard, but I guess that just brings, we're sort of enjoying it, because it's like you really need to back yourself to like catch fish or catch something from the ocean to feed yourself. So we kind of come in underprepared for a month, let alone 3 months. We're well and truly understocked. This is lunch.
Salt.
Salt.
Lime.
Lime.
And soy sauce.
Soy sauce. And leave it sit for 15 minutes.
Yeah, 10 if you're hungry.
10 if you're hungry. So it's not even medium rare. It's very much on the rare side, but that hungry. But yeah, this is lunch. After lunch, we're going to try and have a quick fish around this sand cave on the bottom, see if we can pick up some bottom fish. First drop down, beautiful little nanny guy.
It's a shark. 100%. It's hanging on the line.
And welcome back to another episode. We have just dropped anchor in one of the most beautiful white sandy bays we've ever seen. Az and the kayak crew, they're going to be a couple of hours behind us coming around the headland here. But the Salty Dingo has never been so happy anchoring in a little protected bay. Check this out, we've got white sand, palm trees. We're just doing a bit of exploring today. There's some big stingrays in the shallows here, I'll show you in a sec as well. So the plan today is we're going to continue heading around. We're basically just exploring. At some point we've got to catch something from the ocean for lunch and dinner. Our rations are running so low, we did a bit of a calculation yesterday. We've got half a potato each every second day. So yeah, needless to say, we're very much relying on catching something. But we're just gonna have a bit of an explore around this bay here. Looks like there could be a bit of a structure or something here. An old hermit's camp or something. Very cool little spot. So we pulled up at this little random beach, and then just behind the scrub there's these different plastic, which as you follow the plastic forms a tiny little path, as you can see here in the tree, and then the next bit there, and then the next bit. We've been led on this path for what's been now about a 15-minute walk. We've got no idea where we're going to come out, but you'd think it'd only like really good useful thing to everyone that would be signed. I reckon a water source of some sort. So yeah, fingers crossed. Like if we find a freshwater swimming hole or a water source, man, I'm going to be so thankful for this little path, but we're not sure. We'll keep you posted. This is honestly so bizarre. We're on a treasure hunt following these little bits of plastic in the tree, see? Hey? Oh, don't get lost in the long grass. Vegetation has now changed from those mangroves and sandy beach to like Australian outback bush. We've come a fair bit inland, and a lot of this kind of vegetation needs a little bit of water. So we're fingers crossed that we're going to stumble across a bit of water. If you're out in this kind of bush country, the best way to find water is follow these animal paths. So these are created from pigs and cattle, and they obviously need a bit of water, and then they venture on down. That's pretty cool. Termite mounds taken back over a bit of plastic. We're seeing a lot of like dried up pig wallows and that sort of stuff where they use this same path. They go down to the beach, feed on the ghost crabs and stuff on the beach, and then head back out to the water source when it's dry. But it makes it a lot easier to follow when some kind gentleman has signposted it with plastic. We just don't quite know how far we're walking to or what exactly we're walking to yet. Starting to think that it's not actually a water source, but it's this, I'm not quite exactly sure what this is, like this little pile of driftwood, but I'm not quite sure why we've been led here. We've been led astray on a path of plastic. We haven't actually found a water source or the big waterfall we were hoping, but I guess it's kind of cool. People have put their boats' names and stuff like that when they've arrived here, but kind of bad timing for us because, well, there's a message in a bottle. A blank message in a bottle. Yeah, there's some cool kind of driftwood and old float names, but the tide's dropping, and where we left the boat, it's likely it's going to be high and dry now, which is going to stall our exploration today. But we got a little bit carried away. We thought we were going to find some gnarly big waterfall. It was all going to be worth it, but anyway, we're going to try and jog back, and hopefully our boat's still floating, but I don't think so. All right, in we go.
You go.
I'm lost. How'd we go? How'd we go? Oh, we've missed the tide. Oh, shit. We're about to get to know this bay a whole lot better. Damn it! Salty dingoes high and dry. Sandy dingo. Found a cool place to pull up next to though. I think the boat's going to be high and dry for likely about 2 hours. So while it is low tide, one good thing can be done. We can go for a walk through the mangroves, look for mud crabs and oysters, and then we'll reconvene back on the boat and keep heading around exploring later on the sailboat. Alright, we've found a tiny little creek here, and at low tide we can get right down the riverbank and cast in. We've had a few mangrove jack, followed the lures in, and Fran's had a couple of barra. Have a go at her popper, but it's just past lunchtime. We're getting hungry. Sandflies are getting hungrier, eating us by the second. So fingers crossed we can catch some food soon. Oh, they're all over it. Yep. Yeah. Oh, barra jumped and spat it. Woo, another barra. Cutest barramundi you've ever seen, or what? Man, how good would he be in a fish tank? Tell you what, I'm gonna do you a favor, mate. There's a puddle over there full of bait fish. I'm gonna put you in there and you can go harass them until the tide comes in. So many jacks down here. Oh, there's a barra back. I reckon that's the one I released, right back under the tree in the same spot. You get it? So yeah, wind it in, Fran. We got one. Nice. We're not going hungry for lunch. It was getting a little bit close there. We've casted this popper. Hadn't caught anything. I was told Fran it was going to be oysters for lunch. She hates fresh oysters, so luckily. So for lunch, Fran's got a bit of a ceviche mix going with that smaller trevally we caught. I've never tried it before, but I'm going to throw a few fresh black-lip oysters into that ceviche mix, and yeah, fingers crossed it's going to be good. Although you can eat these just straight off the rocks like that. So good. As you can see around me, just this whole like rocky outcrop is just covered in massive black-lip oysters. So there's a lot of good tucker around. I wonder how many times the lovely people on YouTube have seen this tub with raw fish in it. Yes! It's 6 o'clock. It's been a long day. We've got no dinner. Until then, Fran goes, oh, I'm gonna wind this in. And oh, just a beautiful Spanish mackerel has jumped on. That's our campsite in there, right out the front of camp, man. We got one. Yes! Oh, the boys are gonna be stoked.
Welcome home.
Thank you, thank you. How you going?
Good, man. We just need to get something for dinner though. So
We've got you sorted, mate. We've got dinner.
how big?
Big enough for dinner.
Hungry man, mate. That'll just about do it.
Just about do it, eh? Man, it was literally as we were coming into the bay, and Trevorley as well. It's all fillet.
That'll go down a treat. Yep.
Salty dingo, high and dry in a beautiful white sandy bay, and that's the sunset wrapping up another awesome day here. That tide's flooding in pretty quick, but no crocodiles eyeing us off as of yet. I dare say there's very likely one in the mouth of that creek there. There was actually a little girl bitten by a crocodile here a fair few years ago. quite heroically she was saved, but yeah, definitely crocodiles around. Righto, that's it for another episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers, see you next time.